The Tacoma police trial has been riddled with starts and stops this week, from jurors experiencing transportation issues to illness forcing court to end early. It's unclear how much these delays have pushed proceedings behind schedule, but the jury was able to hear from both the defense's use of force expert and their toxicologist. On Monday, Renton Police Sergeant Chris Nielsen resumed his testimony about the Tacoma police officer's use of force against Manuel-Ellis. Nielsen stated the officer's use of force was justified, and being handcuffed and laying on your stomach generally doesn't have negative outcomes.
As a practical matter, you prone handcuff people all the time as a police officer. And these events happen, but they're very, very rare.
Court reconvened on Wednesday after a 24-hour delay due to a member of the trial getting sick. Nielsen finished his testimony by going over TPD policy, which he says gives officers a certain amount of leeway when it comes to using force. But the prosecution voiced concerns about how Nielsen's testimony was going. At one point, Nielsen compared being in the prone position and having weight applied to himself while wrestling as being similar to what happened to Ellis. State Assistant Attorney Lori Nicolavo said that was problematic.
What he specifically said to the jury, I'm here to tell you about it.
So what's your point?
The differentiation is, Your Honor, you allowed him to go through that line of questioning with defense. And it's not analogous to this case.
The defense then called toxicologist Asa Lewis to the stand. Lewis spent the morning explaining how the body develops a tolerance to different drugs and alcohol. He said the amount of methamphetamine found in Ellis's system, 2,400 nanograms per milliliter, would be considered toxic to the general population. However, Lewis testified that it's hard to say if this amount would be enough to be lethal for Ellis specifically.
We're looking for general trends. So back to your question, given a number, can I tell if this person is alive or dead? Absolutely not.
Court is set to resume next Monday at the earliest, but proceedings can't continue until Officer Burbank is well enough to be present. Officer Matthew Collins is also scheduled to testify, and I spoke with a member of the defense team who says they're also discussing if the other two officers will take the stand. From the Pierce County Courthouse, Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.